Okay, so this is the Dragonstorm deck that was played during the Challenger Gauntlet, and it's pretty sweet, I gotta say. I love the one copy of Niv. I haven't been on the historic ladder all that much, but my guess is that the meta there, just like the meta in the Gauntlet, was just practically 100% Jeskai everywhere you look, and I feel like Niv is probably pretty good there. But the main constructive plan of the deck is to cast Dragonstorm. So recur Dragonstorm with Physics Mastery and get a Terror of the Peaks in play and get 2 copies of Bladewing the Arisen, which is a dragon enters the battlefield. You can return target dragon permanent card from the graveyard to the battlefield. So if you have 2 copies of Bladewing the Arisen, you can recur the other copy to the battlefield and it triggers, and then you can recur the previous copy and it triggers, and over again. So you can do that as many times as you like. And if you do that while you have a Terror of the Peaks in play, then you go upstairs with 4 damage every single time that happens until they've run out of life. So the combo is pretty potent. Dragonstorm, being a storm card, is also pretty relevant. So if you bring it back with Mystic's Mastery, then not only do you get the 1 copy of Dragonstorm for just being itself, you also get the storm copy as well. And if you can get 3 copies of Dragonstorm somehow by casting some other random card like Faithless Looting, then you might even be able to get all 3 combo pieces in play at once, depending on how lucky you are. So it's pretty cool. This deck is a big brain deck. It's not a deck that it's a deck for bigger brains than me, but I'm going to do my best anyway. Let's see how it goes. This deck got you through Ley Line of the Void with Petty Theft. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's why the Brazen Borrowers are in the board. Not much counter magic in the board, frankly. Like, there's not much counter magic, period. So 2 copies of Bladewing aren't great. We do have Prismari Command to put them away. On the play, I'm reluctant to mulligan. This might be a mull, but I'm going to keep it. And I think we're just going to get the Seagate Restoration down. Are we? Yeah, we are. Shocking Godless Shrine. Valentine, what do you do? A non-token creature an opponent controls would die, exile it instead. That is awful. So that negates our combo, right? Because if we Legend Rule the Bladewing, it goes to exile instead, so this must die. Ah, it's vampires. So we found Dragonstorm. I guess we're saying go here. I don't know whether to kill the Lieutenant or whether to kill the Valentine here. Like, and if they play Sorin... How are we doing for other kill spells in the deck? Because this must die. We basically can't win if this doesn't die. I think we have to kill the Lord. Yeah, so let's... We drew the second Prismari Command, which is great. I think we just bin... both Bladewings. I mean, I feel like our deck does more powerful stuff. So as long as we can stay alive, the long game favors us. Like, they're the beatdown. They've also shown us that they probably don't have Sorin. Because well... Maybe they would play the Sorin post-combat. Danto Vanguard. Okay. That one could be a problem for us. And Knight. But Knight doesn't grow. Another Dragonstorm is really not where we want to be. So they're going to pump this and get in. They're going to take a beating. Yeah, I'm not sure what to kill here. Whether we kill the Valentine or whether we kill the Knight. Killing the Knight saves more, saves more damage. A lot more damage. We can't let them untap, or they could save the Knight with a pump. I guess we have to do this now. And we need to draw yet another way to kill this thing. So now we just need Mythic's Mastery. Like, Mythic's Mastery for the Dragonstorm is even kind of okay. Like, even if we don't get to combo here, because of the Valentine, just getting a big, dumb dragon in play could be good enough. Although there's one of these cards at least is probably removable. I wonder if the opponent knows just how bad a beating this card is for us. I mean, they've seen us kill two things that aren't it. So we're taking 5 here. 6. Alright. So we're probably Narsetting here looking for, I guess, like, Fire Prophecy. How much are we taking next turn? 2, 4... 8? Even if we find, like, Anger of the Gods, that's not really good enough either, right? So we need to find a kill spell and, like, Mythic's Mastery.
There are so many mysteries to uncover. Meditate and prepare.
I guess Faithless Looting kind of does what we want. Certainly better than Memory Lapse. Do we cast the looting now? There's nothing we can really draw off of it. I don't think there's anything I really want to Memory Lapse either, though. Let's just go. Jeez. So they could have, like, Champion of Dusk in their hand, which at least Narset temporarily stops. But yeah, they just ignore Narset. Which is interesting, right? We are really soft to this Vanguard. We don't have a lot of ways to deal with it. We just need to block it, basically.
Keep an open mind.
There's a Terror of the Peaks, which we kind of needed. The Terror of the Peaks is now on the bottom of the deck. But I think if we looting into Mastery here, we're okay, right? Hey, okay. Okay. We found Mastery. Give me Dragonstorm. Why, yes, I will cast the copy. Okay. So. We want Terror of the Peaks. We want Bladewing the Risen. Upstairs. We want Bladewing the Risen. We'll keep Bladewing the Risen. Oh, shit. Shit. I guess we need to kill this. I guess we have to decline this. Yeah, now we want Bladewing the Risen. Upstairs. Bladewing the Risen. Upstairs. Bladewing the Risen. I think we got him. Upstairs. Bladewing the Risen. Upstairs. Okay. Cool. That was fun. Alright, so Black-White Vampires. Anger of the Gods seems good. Fire Prophecy seems reasonable. I don't think we really want Brazen Borrower. Narset seems pretty slow. Dispute seems bad. Search for Escanta seems pretty bad. I don't think I really care about Pact of Negation. Niv is quite medium. I don't think I want Niv. I guess like a shark. Honestly, Lapse even seems pretty poor. Maybe I just prefer the Borrowers to try to stay alive. To even a shark. Maybe I just prefer 3 copies of Brazen Borrower to annoy them. It's like almost as good as Memory Lapse, honestly. I think this is fine. Especially on the draw. Maybe on the play I'd rather have Memory Lapse than Brazen Borrower, but on the draw I think I'd rather have the Borrower. I mean, yeah, this seems fine. Expressive Iteration, an all-star in the deck. Opponent mulligans. Alright. Gifted Aetherborn. I'm happy enough to say go here. I don't know whether to bounce this or to Fire Prophecy it. There's nothing I really want to loot away with the Fire Prophecy yet. And frankly, this card just doesn't scare me very much. If they replay it, I don't think I'm too upset. I'm gonna bounce this. Like, they could have, like, a Knight of the Ebon Legion or something, which I would rather Fire Prophecy and get rid of for good. This card, I'm not worried about. Physics Mastery, huh? So... I think the plan is to Prismari Command away the Dragonstorm, and then start mastering it up. Might even hold a little longer, because we can Anger of the Gods this board. Yeah, I think we just take 3 here and cast the Prismari Command. And use Anger of the Gods the following turn. Oh yeah, definitely. This might even just get them to scoop as is. Hushbringer's pretty good against us. Glad I helped the Fire Prophecy. Yeah, alright. Let's kill the Hushbringer. Am I putting away an iteration? I think I am. So if I just mastery back the Dragonstorm now and get 2 copies of it, and I fetch... and I fetch, what's it called? Terror of the Peaks plus Bladewing. It's not a game-winning combo on the spot, but, like, I think they're gonna have a hell of a time beating that. So let's just do it. Alright. See you, Dead Zone. Thanks for coming out. Yeah. Terror of the Peaks. Yep. So, yeah, it wasn't lethal, but hard to imagine the opponent getting through that. Poor black-white vampires. 1-0. Yeah, okay. We can loot away the dispute if it turns out to be bad. Seems like it might be bad. Well, maybe not. So, Mulligan, Thoughtseize turn 1. They took the mastery, they left us with the disputes. They think the dispute's bad. They're probably right. I think we just played the looting on one here. Holy crap. Okay. That is a lot of land. What are we up against? Could be mono black. Not mono black. Could be Rakdos. Like a weird draw out of Rakdos Arcanist. Could be some Demir control list. Maybe the dispute's not totally dead. But a face-up dispute is practically dead. Okay, it is Rakdos. Croxa. With Village Rites, it looks like. It's pretty good. And what to discard here? So, like, Dispute will be good if they ever try to recur Croxa. They probably won't ever do it into a face-up Dispute. But I still think we're going to discard at least one land here. It's on full control, obviously. Okay. Guess it's not the worst. Are we looting here, or are we holding up Dispute? It's unlikely they'll be able to bring back Croxa next turn. I can't think of anything that does it. So I guess I'm just gonna looting now. Okay, okay. I guess I'm putting away a Terror and a land. Right? Yeah, because if I Dragonstorm, I can fetch the Bladewing, which will bring the Terror back from the graveyard. Okay, that's tilting. They must take the iteration here, right? Yeah. And so now we're left with this super reactive hand. So we need to hold up counter magic for Kroxa for like the rest of the game, but also... Okay. So I guess we're putting Fire Prophecy to hand. Memory Lapse to the deck and exiling Pathway. Play out the Pathway. And now we're holding up Memory Lapse for Kroxa. If they don't Kroxa, then we get to Fire Prophecy something. If they play, like, Pyromancer. Like, they do have to do something. We're not dying that fast. Another Kroxa, huh? Okay. I'm gonna bend the dispute. I think I am gonna Fire Prophecy this Stitcher Supplier, if only... I'm gonna take the one, and if only to put the Sulphur Falls back in the deck and try to hit Mizzix Mastery, because I think if we hit Mizzix Mastery, we're probably okay. Alright. Set.
I know 88 ways of thoughtfulness before action.
Alright. We're hanging tough. They can't looting. Effectively. Because we have the Narset in play. They probably have to bring back Kroxa this turn. And we'll lapse it, but then it'll go on top, and they'll get to Kroxa twice the following turn anyway if they hit the right lands. So we need some help, but hopefully Narset can provide it. The opponent did know about that memory lapse. They just... It didn't show his face up because we cast Fire Prophecy and there was, like, the possibility that maybe we wouldn't. Maybe we put the thing back in the deck. We drew another Memory Lapse, which is kind of nice. But they're probably going to play the Kroxa from hand first next turn. They are on 2 red, so maybe they'll just play the one from the graveyard to try to pressure me. Still think we're just saying go. Yeah, no, they play the one from hand first, which I think is correct. Prismari Command is practically a dead card at this point. Because if we draw 2 cards and discard 2, we'll also discard 1 to the Kroxa, so it just wheels our whole hand, or just discards our whole hand, and there's nothing we really want to discard here. So I think I'm fine just discarding Prismari Command, as much as that sucks. And if they have, like, Mountain, bring back Kroxa, then we can lapse it. Actually, they don't have the cards in the bin to do that. My opponent, like, saw that we Prismari commanded. Oh, we got rid of our Prismari command instead of the mystery card, so they know that our mystery card is good. Alright, I think we just go for it here. Try to find Mizzix Mastery. We did. And let's just freaking go. Let's just hope they have no way to remove our giant dragons. So storm counts 2. So this ostensibly should be enough. So we fetch Bladewing. Bladewing brings back Terra to beats. We fetch Bladewing, and we win. Nice. Opponent had no real way to deal with that. It's nice. It's Rakdos Arcanists, they don't tend to run much in the way of graveyard interaction. Fire Prophecy seemed pretty medium. Brazen Borrower is probably just better. Anger of the Gods seems probably better than Fire Prophecy, I would think. I'm not sure how much we honestly want to change, though. I'll take the Dispute out for sure. Take the Niv out for sure. Narissa could be annoying to them, because their Faithless Lootings don't work as well, but they're pretty good at pressuring her, and we're going to be on the draw, so it's not as good as it looks. I don't know how I feel about his Kanta against them. Like, they're not a super aggressive deck. If we can get the Azcanta in play under a Thoughtseize, then that seems awesome, but I just don't see that happening. Oh, Pact of Negation seems bad, so let's just take out the Pact, and I think I'll keep 2 Prophecies. This seems reasonable. We'll give this a try. I don't think this hand is keepable. Like, if they just Thoughtseize Anger of the Gods, we don't do anything. I hate mulliganing against the Thoughtseize deck, but I think this is just a little too bad. Okay, this is significantly better, but they probably take the Mastery, I would think. We don't have a discard outlet anyway. We're definitely keeping, though. What do we put back? Alright, Memory Lapse, frankly. No, it's gotta be Bladewing, right? Yeah. We don't actually need the Bladewing in the bin. Fucker. Thoughtseize. Go figure. So if they Thoughtseize me enough, then eventually they'll have to put the Dragonstorm in the bin for me. Ooh. That's a good one. That's one I would have liked to have. Okay, we aggressively need to find removal for that. Wow. So, like, Anger of the Gods, please. Or Brazen Borrower. Brazen Borrower is not the worst. It feels like they have a sacrifice effect anyway. We'll see what they do. That's problematic. Yeah, that's a significant issue. I think we just need to try to draw into removal. Yeah, found it. Alright. So keeping the Mythic Masquerade seems a little weird when they have Lantern in play, but maybe... Like, we do need to at least force them to crack it at some point, because our fair game plan is not good enough. The other problem is that Butcher is going to outgrow the Anger of the Gods here. So we needed this like a turn sooner. It's a shame we had to cast 3 Faithless Lootings to find it. Yeah. Don't see a way out of this one, unfortunately. I think I'll bin the Mizzix Mastery now. In case we can find, like... I don't even know. Oh, they even have the village rights? Damn. Yeah, this is a serious problem. We just did not have an answer for this card. I think we just scooped this up. The Soul Guide Lantern means that we'll never get the combo off. So the Soul Guide Lantern makes me... more interested in Brazen Borrower, I think. On the play, the Memory Lapse is significantly better. And again, what are we taking out? Honestly, I think the boarding previously was fine. Maybe I'd rather take 2 copies of Memory Lapse out and bring in 2 copies of Fire Prophecy. Now that they've shown us the Dreadhorde Butcher, which can get out of control. But Borrower is a little better at dealing with it than Fire Prophecy anyway. Actually, I think Fire Prophecy is better than Borrower for it on the play, because it's unlikely to have grown too much, but Brazen Borrower would be better against it on the draw, because it deals with it no matter the size. Alright, let's give this a try. We just need to fade the Graveyard Hate. Yeah, we keep this. Faithless Looting hopefully finds us the blue source that we need. Again, we're incentivized to keep almost any 7-card hand just because we're up against the Thoughtseize deck. It goes Bladewing and Dragonstorm. We didn't find the blue. Shock, Thoughtseize. Oh, Citrus Supplier. Okay. Could be worse. This Mastery, huh? Okay. Faithless Looting. Still no blue source. I think these Memory Lapses are what should go. Yeah. Found the blue. So I think we Prismari command... Yeah, I think we Prismari command now. Now that we've drawn the second Prismari command as an answer to the Soul Guide Lantern. We do this now in case they have, like, village rights or something. And if they don't have, like, Soul Guide Lantern, then Mizzix Mastery is on tap for next turn. Citrus Supplier. Okay. So we have 4 mana next turn, possibly 5. The Prismari command will take us down to effectively 3. Which will not be enough to cast the Mizzix Mastery. I want to get the Storm count up somehow for Dragonstorm so we just win on the spot. But screw it. Let's just get some big dumb dragons. Before they get Thoughtseize to take the Mastery, before they get Soul Guide Lantern to kill the graveyard. Okay, Okay, I mean, again, we didn't have the combo there, but people just seem to scoop when they see this happen. I don't think we won that game. But I guess we did. 2-0. There are definitely certain cards that make me give a deck more attention than I think it should deserve. Like, there were a bunch of different Dragonstorm decks that I could have picked, but I saw Niv Mizzet, and I boarded Niv Mizzet out in every single matchup so far, because he's frankly not very good. But I see Niv Mizzet, and I just feel like I have to play him. I love that card so much. This hand is pretty medium. I think we keep it and hope we're up against, like... I mean, we have our bases covered against control and against creatures. I think we keep this. I don't like mulliganing on the play. We do have Pact of Negation. I have to make sure I hide that somehow. You don't want to end up in a situation where you're tapped out and the opponent sees the stop. So this is Jeskai, obviously. Do I want to jam Iteration here? I think I don't. I think we just say go. You have a pre-release Niv Mizzet? That's pretty awesome. The Guilds of Ravnica pre-release was right before I started playing Magic. I think I'm down to Faithless Looting. Do you guys think they counter Faithless Looting? We can Expressive Iteration, and if they counter it, then we have a tough choice to make about whether to try to win the counter war or not. Next turn, they could Narset, but if they had the Narset, they probably would have played the Siemens untapped and shocked her in. Probably. Let's just play the Faithless Looting, try to hit our land. We did hit our land, so Fire Prophecy can go. And I think just honestly another land. Everything else is pretty good. I don't want to discard a counterspell and have them know that. And here I'll say go. Right, right. I don't want to play Expressive Iteration until I can hit a land drop off of it. They have their own Expressive Iteration. I think I'm down to dispute this. Here's the opponent where Niv is good, yeah. I'm actually not sure how, like, quite how good Niv is in this matchup. Ooh. Okay, reiteration here. Wonder if they counter this. Just to retaliate for me doing it to them. We already have one mastery. Let's put the iteration to hand. Mastery back in the deck. Saw the island. We can try to play as Kanta here. I don't feel the need. They have Teferi, Tuck, and Commit, yeah. But Teferi was a thing back when Niv Mizzet was in Standard, too. And Niv was still a house of a card then. And Commit at least draws a card off of the Niv Mizzet, so there's that. May I iteration again? I may. God, this card is so good. I'm just gonna jam his Kanta here. If they counter it, I'm not sure I'll fight. Okay, well, I can't fight that. Justice Strike in response as a punish. I mean, again, like any instant or sorcery to deal with Niv, it pays for itself. So it's not that bad. The floor is super high. We found very little in the way of graveyard stuff. We have found a boatload of land. So this is obviously also where we want Pact Mitigation pretty badly. As a way to go off and win in one turn, and then have a 0-mana counterspell when we know the game's going to end. Still no Dragonstorm. Holy crap. We're halfway through the deck and still haven't found it. If I discard the memory lapse, they'll know. I think we have all the land we need. Our deck's like all gas at this point. We've dug so deep. Somehow, like, we've cast so many card disadvantage spells too, and we're still card for card at level with the opponent. Happy to have this fight on their turn. Oh my god. It's weird, like the counterspells feel so good in this matchup, and they're what we've been drawing instead of our actual gas. Eventually, ours is gonna resolve. I honestly think we packed this Narset. Like, they've done nothing else but cast it. Like, I don't know what these cards are. But if we packed now, then we have to pay 5. If we draw... Okay. I think this pact is going to be to protect our combo. But I feel very behind now. I'm not sure there's much we could have done differently, honestly. Like, we dug super deep in the deck and just haven't found the combo pieces. It's Teferi, huh? Well, now that we've drawn the second mastery, that's kind of cute. We could overload it. Okay. Let's overload it. I want the Prismari commands to resolve last, actually, so I should pass those now. Deal 2. Draw 2, discard 2. Oh, shit. So I need Narset to die. Yeah, this isn't as great as it looks, actually.
This is overwhelming.
Almost
I was
Narseted
not
myself.
prepared for this.
I guess Prismari command to hand. Memory lapse to the deck. Island to exile. There's the Dragonstorm. So Dragonstorm I want in my hand. And guess I want a chance at drawing the Seagate Restoration later. We'll exile the mountain. How much mana do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 mana. We need 2 to cast the Prismari command. We're 1 short of Prismari commanding the Dragonstorm into the bin, plus casting the second Mystical Mastery, plus having Pact of Negation. So I think we just have to say go, right? Right. I am shocked at that Overloaded Mastery resolved. So if they cast a fairy, I think we're okay with this. Because we really want this Pact of Negation to go off on our turn, when we don't have to worry about paying the cost.
Keep up the pace.
Oh, we love that. So I think we've got them. I think. I haven't played a whole lot of this deck, but I think they're probably dead. If they... I guess they could have, like, Dovin's Veto. Dovin's Veto is, like, our #1 fear. Could also like just cast Dragonstorm here, right? That only gets 1 dragon. We have 10, 13 mana. This is 9, 13. So, like, we can do both. So I don't think we overload this mastery, right? There's no point. Yeah. Just go for it. So we fetch Bladewing, which fetches Terror. Which fetches Bladewing. Which goes upstairs. Which fetches Bladewing. Which goes upstairs. Which fetches Bladewing. Yeah. Yeah. That's cool. We didn't even have to show the Pact of Negation either. That's good to see. At a loss as to what their hand could have been. Like, maybe a few Lightning Helixes. Okay, so the Fire Prophecy seems bad. Anger of the Gods is bad. I guess we want all 4 Sharks. And the Narsets. And what do we cut? Well, something was sticking there. It wasn't all land. So this is like Jeskai control. We didn't see any indication that they're using the graveyard, so it could just be plain Jeskai control, which means we need to contend with something like Rest in Peace. So I think I like at least some number of Brazen Borrowers here. And maybe that means we cool it a little bit on the graveyard plan. And maybe we just try to win with, like, Niv. I don't want to cut the graveyard plan altogether because it's, like, the most powerful thing we can be doing. And we do have Pact of Negation to try to force it through. Four copies of Bladewing in the deck seems like a lot. I don't know that I've ever needed all 4 copies of it. But maybe, like, as a way to rebound if you get Rest in Peace and 2 of them are exiled somehow. I still think 4 is too many, especially for an uncastable card. I guess I guess it's protection against actually drawing it too. Like, you never want this card in your hand. Not sure what the last cut is here, honestly. I'll cut one more Bladewing. That could be completely wrong. Okay. So we have a chance at the Dream. Okay, so we drew 2 Mizzix Masteries. The only 2 in the deck, which means 100% they have Rest in Peace in hand. 100%. I mean, 3 Sharks is a lot. Probably going to draw another land off this other Faceless Looting. Maybe it's safe to discard one. Maybe I'm not even supposed to Looting there. Just in retrospect. Trigger's Cage, yeah. So... I guess I'm shocking this in. I want to cycle the Shark for 0. We need to find the Brazen Borrower, and we need to cast it at, like, exactly the right time to make this work, to play around the Grafdigger's Cage. Cage does side of Prismari Command as well. That's a good point. Found our land. We found Narset. They're on 3 mana. I think there's just absolutely no world where I don't cast Narset here, right? Right. And if they counter it, then that's fine.
Those who cannot perceive beyond the meditate and prepare.
One Shark for 1. Alright.
Sloppy technique.
Alright, well... First things first, let's cast Looting. See if we can hit our land organically. Of course we can't. So I'm gonna bin a Mizzix Mastery here. And I think the other Looting.
Keep an open
Another
mind.
Memory Lapse, okay. But having both of them face up is not really where we want to be. But I'll take it. I'm gonna try on tapped. So, like, we can try to Brazen Borrower the Grafdigger's Cage, and cast, and if we draw land, we get to cast the Mythic's Mastery. We just have no targets for it. I really don't want to cycle this shark, though. I guess I have to. Like, we must hit our land drop. Still don't. Okay. So if we can Prismari Command on their turn to loot away 2 cards and kill the Grafdigger's Cage, we have some chance of casting Mastery. I still don't think I like it, though. I think I'd rather wait. I think I'd rather just make the 2/2 shark. Yeah, that's kind of unacceptable. So I think I kill the cage, make the treasure. And use the treasure to lapse this rest in peace. If they force it through, it's not really all that bad, because our graveyard is kind of medium anyway. Because we didn't hit any of our targets. Partly because we boarded them out. So I really don't want to face up Pact of Negation. So it's second Narset or its expressive iteration. What do we need? We need to find Niv. If we find Niv, we have a chance. I think expressive iteration is the best at finding that. And we can cast that next turn. Opponent's probably feeling pretty good about themselves that they have this Rest in Peace in play, but honestly, just the way we boarded, it's not that big a problem.
And ill-refined.
I'm still gonna cast this now. They might fight over it because they're feeling their oats. If I'm them, this resolves. Like, if you have a counterspell here, you can either cast it now, which I don't think is great. Okay. So let's iteration first. Yeah, you could either counter the Borrower, bouncing the Rest in Peace, or you could counter whatever I try to play after the Rest in Peace comes out. So looting with the Rest in Peace in play is not ideal. Let's put the Mountain to hand. Although, I mean, looting to hand means we can try again to bounce the Rest in Peace on end step and then try to go off on our turn with the looting. Which I actually think I really like. Let's put the looting to hand with the intention of casting it next turn, not this one. Mountain goes to library, pathway goes to exile. I'm fine minusing Narset here. Another memory lapse. This on blue. And it is your go. Let's try this again. Ooh, Secret Restoration is pretty good. Are we willing to, like, give up on the Mystic's Mastery plan? Like, the problem is that Search for Escanta is so bad with the Rest in Peace, so maybe we're just supposed to bin the Search for Escanta here. Yeah, maybe we're just giving up on the graveyard plan ever happening. I think that's fine. Why does face-up matter with pack? They can't play around it very well? They can play around it pretty well, I think. Like, you might make a play thinking that you... Like, all I can do, if I want to make my play, I need to use all my mana. And they have one counterspell in hand. They have two counterspells in hand, and they're thinking, okay, I can spend enough mana, I can spend a bunch of mana and have one counterspell left over, and that's enough to counter whatever they do. But if they see the Pact of Negation face up, then they know that they need to hold two counters in reserve to win the counterfight. So I think it does matter. I'm gonna cycle this shark. They didn't play the Rest in Peace. Gearhulk? No. Gearhulk wouldn't play Rest in Peace. What do you have? Sublime Epiphany? So I think just Dispute goes to hand. Right? Right. And Dragonstorm can go in the library. So we have one. We'll exile the Borrower just because. We'll hold it. We'll attack. In case they have another shark, we can bounce that shark with this Brazen Borrower. Let's do this. We could just say go, and if they have another shark, then we get to Brazen Borrower it. I'm not sure what they have. Commence the end game. Yeah, okay. Okay, I should have seen that one coming. Because then Brazen Borrower, at the very least, would have been able to bounce this 7/7, and we are kind of just dying to it now. So this doesn't feel too great. Portable Hole. Portable Hole. That's a weird one to bring in against us. I mean, we can't effectively counter it, so... Expressive Iteration. Sure. Also haven't found Niv. We've gotten pretty deep in the deck. We don't have the mana to cast the Dragonstorm either, which could get Niv. We certainly don't have the mana to cast the Dragonstorm plus hold up counter magic. Yeah, I think the ship has sailed on the graveyard plan. I think this is okay. Yeah, we're just dead here, unfortunately. Like, there's no... I think there are no outs. I guess we make him do it, though. They should do it. Like, there's no set of cards that doesn't just start the next turn with go to combat attack. But people do crazy things on the ladder. Yeah. Okay. So now we're on the play. I think with all their graveyard hate, I'm kind of over casting Search for Escanta. I'm not sure what the sideboarding plan is here, honestly. Just another borrower. The lapses seemed kind of medium, didn't they? Maybe we do this on the play. Because, like, if we board out too much of the graveyard stuff, then we're just a bad Jeskai control deck. Okay. This is a weird hand. Like, we don't have double blue to cast Narset. Memory Lapse might not hit anything. Brazen Borrower might not hit anything. Terror of the Peaks is not one that we actively want to draw. I think we'll mull this. This is better. So, hello, turn 1 means they found Rest in Peace, right? Like 10,000%. Shocking in. Alright. Strike him as a reasonable draw. Okay. So, if they lapse this, like, it doesn't feel great to them, right? Because we'll just draw this again. Yeah, this is, like, fine. We just get to do this again. Although, wow, not drawing land is really, really painful. That sucks. Really felt like we were going to draw one. Yeah.
If you wish to see, I have just the trick for this.
And they have Ether Gust. Yeah, this feels pretty brutal. We just need to find land here. They have something for 1 mana. Oh, damn it. That's not great. And Scry top. Yeah, I feel like... I mean, this was my fault. I feel like the boarding is suspicious, and I just don't know what to do. Like, I just don't know the matchup well enough. Here's land. Alright.
You could use some training.
Like, maybe there's a world where we just flash into 3-1 here and just try to kill them. Yeah, I mean, that feels right. Dispute. Okay. So their hand is like all counter magic, right? They missed that land drop for a turn and haven't been doing anything. Yeah. Like, they haven't even been minusing the Narset. They've just been keeping it in play to try to make my Faithless Lootings bad. And this is probably where the Shark dies to keep Narset alive. Oh, okay.
I still have much to learn.
Yeah. This just feels awful. Niv still hasn't made an appearance either. Not that we would have been able to cast him. Like, we've had a hard time hitting our land drops even this game. I boarded 2 of these out. I think we have to do this for, like, Prismari Command. Like, they have the Ether Ghost face up, but, like, we just can't not do anything. Yeah. I think, honestly, we decline. Yeah. And this is where they have the counterspell, and this is where I scoop. Yeah. Alright, so 2 and 1. I need to look at some matches between better players with Dragonstorm versus Jeskai, because the matchup can't be as bad as this felt. I just don't know why. I felt sort of helpless. I don't know why this went so badly. But we did go 2 and 1. So against everything else, the deck feels pretty gassed. Move on to the next one.